Hello everybody, it's that Practical AI Lady, and I'm Lady, the Practical AI Lady, here with another video. And this is the video that I actually wanted to start on the channel, but some features are broken, and I've been checking on it every couple of days, and they're still not working. And I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to show you the feature, show you the tool anyway, show you what it would do if it were working properly, and then go from there. So I want to talk Gemini Gems. Let's talk about Gemini Gems. So for this, you will need to be working in Chrome, and you will need a Google account. So what is a Gemini Gem? Well, a Gemini Gem is the same thing as a custom GBT. It's basically a chatbot that's run through Gemini that does something specific or helps you perform some kind of specific task or gives you some kind of specific output. So how do you get there? Well, again, you go to your waffle and you open up Gemini. Again, waffle, Gemini. And if you have never opened up Gemini before, or you've never opened up your gems before, you will not see it in your sidebar here. Mine is in my sidebar. You won't see it in yours. How you get there, if you don't see it in your sidebar, is down here, the little gear. You click on that little gear down in the lower left-hand corner. You'll see in that list gems, and you go ahead and click on that. Now, this part's a little confusing. There are two different types of gems right now made by Google. The top ones are made using an experiment that they're doing right now. It's like an experimental application called Opal. We'll definitely talk about those later. Down here are Gemini gems. These are run through Gemini. And Google's made a couple. So Chess Champ, Storybook, Creator, Brainstormer, Career Guide, Writing Editor, Learning Coach, Coding Partner. These are all the pre-mades by Google. And again, that gives you kind of an idea of what a gem does. It helps you do something specific. This one helps you brainstorm. This one helps your, edits your writing. This one helps you learn about something. I'm going to show you how to make a cover letter creator today. As you can see, I have been working with this, but let's go ahead and make a cover book creator. Now, this is where the feature's nice when it's working. To create a new gem, all you have to do is, click new gem, and it's going to want you to give the gem a name, and then down here is where you write your prompt or your instructions. Now, ordinarily, you could get Gemini to rewrite your prompt instructions for you. So I could just write here a gem that writes personalized cover letters for a job based on a pasted job requirements and a user's uploaded resume. Now down here you'll see where it says use Gemini to rewrite instructions, and if you click that, ordinarily when it's working, Gemini would rewrite the prompt instructions for you here, and you could just save it and be on your merry way. Unfortunately, this feature is not working. And I was like, darn, that means I'm gonna have to wait to do the gem video. No, I can show you what you can do if this feature isn't working. Well, let's use Gemini to write the directions for the gem. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the description of the gem that I want, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to close without saving. And I'm going to open up a new chat with Gemini. So over on your sidebar, hover over and open up a new chat. And now I'm going to ask Gemini, hey Gemini, could you help me write the instructions for, and now I'm just going to paste my description of the gem that I wanted. And here we go. So now I basically just gotten Gemini to write the gem instructions using Gemini himself instead of using him inside of the interface, because like I said, that tool is not working right now. But if it were, it would rewrite the instructions so that it looked like this in that user's interface. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these. All right, and we're going to go back and open up our gems. So again, unless you've created or saved anything for yourself, your gems will not show up over here on the side. So again, you click on that gear and open up your gems, not the opal gems. Go down here, click new gem, and I'm going to put cover letter creator. I'm going to put for jobs just because I have the other gem that I did when I was testing everything to see if it was working. But you can name it whatever you want, and you just copy and paste those directions from Gemini directly into that instruction box. And I'll explain these features. We don't need them, but I'll explain them. So down here, you could attach a tool to Gemini. It will definitely work with those later. In later on videos, I'll show you, when it would be appropriate to attach a specific tool. And then down here is something called the knowledge base. So going back to kind of like notebook LM logic, if I wanted the gem to purely pull from this knowledge base, maybe even I would want to change these directions so that I could maybe just, put my resume in here as a knowledge base. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. We'll come back to that. But it's basically sources that the gem would use. But go ahead and hit save. And now we have our cover letter creator. And go ahead and show him for you. So, hello. And it's going to ask me for my resume and job description. I have this job description all ready to go, and I can tell you I am not at all qualified for this job, and I don't know if the mock resume that I have is either, but I guess we will find out. So go in here, and so I have the resume, I have the job description, hit submit. Now this is good because right now it's already telling me there's some issues. You are not qualified for this job. Like there's some issues right away between your resume and what this job is asking for. That's a great thing to have pre-built into the gem. However, it wrote the cover letter for me, which is fine. That's just something to keep in mind. So down here, you can copy the response. You also have the option to export it to docs. Remember, when you do this, it's going to export the conversation with Gemini, not just the cover letter. It's going to take the whole conversation and export that to a Google Doc. So keep that in mind when you are creating like some kind of output like this, because you want to make sure you go back, and again, you should always be checking your outputs anyway, but you want to be sure you go back and erase the rest of the conversation with Gemini before you go submitting it something, for a job. Taking a little while to create that document. It worked right away last time. I wonder if we're just lagging. Who knows? Yeah, so it hasn't. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so it just hasn't given me the. Oh, there it is. So I'm just impatient. Sorry. It's usually faster than that, if that makes you feel better. So it's created it for you. I could open it directly from there, but you saw me go to my drive and I opened it. But like here, I'm gonna go again show you. It does the whole discussion. or Gemini's whole response. Let me rephrase. The whole discussion, Gemini's whole response, whichever response you export to Google Docs. So if I were to type again into this conversation and I hit export to document, it would just be that response, not the whole conversation. My apologies if that was a point of confusion, but those are Gemini Gems. Those are features that Google usually has working that aren't working right now, but also a way to work around them. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.